What is up, everybody? This is the Crappy Gamer bringing you another top 10, and this time it is the top 10 soundtracks in video game history for myself. Just want to make that clear again, it's for myself. So any harsh criticism is probably rightly put upon myself, but this is my top 10 soundtracks. A lot of this has to do with nostalgia. In fact, my number one actually outdoes a number of very, very highly regarded composers in video game history. Again, because of nostalgia. It is also one of the most hated soundtracks by a lot of people. But not to me, because again, of nostalgia. But in any case, here we go. Let's start things. And I apologize for the tapping on the mouse. I have the mic and the mouse on the same table, so it's going to be rather interesting. At number 10 is... Oh, where'd my phone go? So where did my phone go? Oh, there it is. At number 10 is Space Harrier and the whole Space Harrier series. The composer for the Space Harrier series is Hiroshi Kawaguchi. He actually joined in 1984 as a programmer at Sega, but quit and became a composer, and is one of the oldest on the Sega Sound team, of the Sega Sound team members. And you can hear him on games like Lode Runner, Alex Kidd, The Lost Stars, Afterburner, Sonic the Hedgehog, of all things, Virtua Fighter 3, which is pretty gnarly, and Bayonetta, which is not a surprise because I believe there's a segment in Bayonetta that utilizes a really cool remix version, which I actually use for my closing segment of my live Crapbit Gamer trivia night. But his most famous work, I think, is Space Harrier. One of the coolest songs. I mean, I've never grown tired of this song, which is good because when you play the game, that's pretty much all you're going to hear again and again is this theme. But just, I don't know, pure epicness. I mean, like, it really makes you want to run endlessly down a checkered semi-acid trip adventure and battle with things and dragons and ride a dragon and crash into trees and whatnot. But anyways, that is number 10. And number 9, Bomberman Hero. I actually just finally finished this one up the other day, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish I didn't. I've been going through this whole like bucket list of finishing games that I've played in the past but never finished, and I don't know. I wish I would have just stuck with the levels that I played. I think I got to level 3 of the final world and got stuck. Or not stuck, I got stuck, but I couldn't, finish it. But the soundtrack to this is pretty freaking awesome. The composer is Jun Chikuma. She actually studied, and hopefully I'll pronounce this correctly, she studied Tunisian music and a couple other things, Ney music and one other thing, at l'Institut Supérieur de la Musique de Tunis. So she has a background in like African music, which is pretty cool. Which you can kind of see in some of the drum beat and drum bass kind of music that she uses, as well as the acid techno kind of sounds that are going on here. But I don't know, there's just something so like this is one of the highlights of this game by a lot of people. A lot of people don't really give it a whole lot of when it comes to its gameplay. Although I thought it was, I like the gameplay for the most part. Platforming at times could get kind of, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Whoops. Whoa. Did not think we weren't going to make that. Wow, that's only 1:57. That's not correct. But, anyways, you know what the next one is? Should have looped it. Well, I had this on a different playlist. So, anyways, that's all I got to say on that. Bomberman Hero, great playlist. From a great system in a great time period, the Nintendo 64. And obviously you heard the next two. You probably didn't recognize the fourth one, but you should recognize the next one. It is Super Mario World. Of course it's going to be Super Mario. It could have been any number of Mario games, but in my opinion, this was the game. This is my favorite Super Mario game by far. The 16-bit graphics allowed the wonder that is Koji Kondo's brilliant compositions to kind of a bit more of a smoothness to them, as opposed to the 8-bit. Koji is probably one of the, if not the most famous composers in terms of video games. I would argue another composer further up this list is even more impressive in terms of talent. Not talent, but in terms of impactful compositions. But Koji Kondo would be like the godfather of video game compositions. He is most famous for working with the Legend of Zelda series, along with the Super Mario Bros. Series, as you say here. He was hired in 1984 as the first person to specialize in musical composition for Nintendo, which is pretty rad. He actually, he got the job because he saw a job flyer, I guess, or something, and just happened to, check it out, and the rest is history. So if it wasn't for that, who knows? We may not have this tune that we're listening to right now. He is also responsible for songs like the music in Devil World, which is one of Shigeru Miyamoto, which, if you're a video game nerd, should know who he is. One of his early works, as well as Kung Fu. He did the music for Yume Koji Doki Doki Panic, which became, in the United States, Super Mario Bros. 2, but was originally its own separate game. And actually in Japan, if you buy the Famicom cartridge of that particular game, which I do own, it's actually called Super Mario USA. So it's actually considered separate from itself. That's a whole story for another day. And then he also had his hand in Pilot Wings and Star Fox. So Koji Kondo and Super Mario World is my number 8 on my list. Fallout New Vegas. I could choose any of the latest New Vegas or Fallout games, 3, New Vegas, 4, and be completely content with the music. But New Vegas in particular just had some great tunes, absolutely great tunes. Now this is kind of cheating because most of this is strictly actual artists. So this is more of a soundtrack as opposed to like a true soundtrack, as opposed to the composition of the music. But I don't know. The choice of artists in this one was just awesome. memories of this game compelled me to put this one at number 7. We have, as we're listening to right now, Marty Robbins' Big Iron. But there's also Dean Martin's Ain't That a Kick in the Head, Frank Sinatra's Blue Moon, the Ink Spots' Is It a Sin to Tell a Lie, Kay Kaiser's Jingle Jangle Jingle, along with other artists like Helena Forrest, Nat King Cole, and of course the incomparable Bing Crosby. But I don't know. Out of the 3, this particular compilation of musicians really fit this game. I think the other ones do as well, but this one in particular really fit the mold of the game. And this song in particular, I mean, I can sit there on top of what was that, Good Springs Hill, looking out in the dark at a brightly lit. And I will bring this up again. This actually will come up in another top 10. And seeing New Vegas was just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But that's why New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas, is number 7 on my list. And number 6. Oops. It's Death Stranding. Death Stranding is kind of a uniquely frustrating and amazing and impactful and just a number of things in my life. I've known about Death Stranding for, as most of us have as video gamers, for a very long time. Incredibly long time. And it seemed like forever that we didn't hear anything about it. And then just one day, in my situation, poof, just all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, you can download it on the PSN, PlayStation Network. Oh, well shit, that's good to know. And so I finally bought it, played it a couple minutes. Actually played a couple minutes, once I got past everything, and got my ass handed to me. And I actually don't remember what the game was that I decided to play instead of it for a little bit, because there was 2 games that came out at the time. I could look it up, but I completely forgot right now. And came back with a clearer mind and clearer soul, and was wowed. The whole adventure of essentially being a delivery man. I mean, I'm an ex-Postmate worker. I used to deliver food and other things occasionally, but food primarily to folks on a bike or by walking, which is a lot more like what he's doing, although he can drive and ride a motorcycle and whatnot. Ride zip lines, basically. But I had that connection. And then the other connection that I think we all had, and in a lot of ways was really prophetic, was how relevant it was to the time period that it was coming out in. It came out just before the pandemic really took full effect. Not just in the United States, but in the world. And the idea of people staying in their bunkers, staying in their homes, and ordering stuff, ordering food, ordering whatever they need, felt like a real possibility. So, I mean, not that Kojima-sama meant for that to happen, but it was just kind of one of those situations where this game released in such a perfect time period with the stresses and the worries that was going on in the world, that it was just, I don't know. And then just the fact that you have some of the most iconic actors and actresses in the world, you know, being portrayed in the game. You know, it just made the story flow so much better. But the soundtrack was pretty incredible. And you were able to listen to it while you were moving around, which is pretty useful, because there was times where you really needed to listen to music. Some of the artists were not quite as well known. We had Alan Walker and All-Ra, but we also had Churches. Everyone knows Churches, and Bring Me the Horizon. But the artist you're listening to primarily provided the soundtrack for this, and that's why it's so amazing. Loro is one of my favorite artists, not only in recent memory, but in general. Incredible music. The whole album, or most of the album that's used for this, is amazing. And it just was the perfect emotional backdrop to a number of the things you went through, from isolation to uncertainty to fear and stress and all that kind of stuff. Pretty amazing. At number... what would this be now? Number 5 now. Number 5. The song everyone should really recognize if you're a video gamer. Metal Gear. Now, this, I'm only going to say her name once because I'm going to butcher it. This is Ifa ni Faragi. Faragi. I apologize if she, for whatever reason, watches this, or someone tells her, or someone is watching this that knows how to pronounce it and goes, "No, you didn't say it right." But you know what? Yeah. Fadouche. But she is a highly respected and pretty famous Gaelic singer. Gaelic singing Irish musician, singer thing. And this song in particular would probably be I would think, the song that really not resonates. It would be the signature song of the Metal Gear franchise. As you can see, the Metal Gear franchise, legitimately, as you're seeing right now, stretches from 1987 all the way until Venom Snake, which was it 2014? I guess it would be 2014. Boy, was it really? Oh, no. 2014. Oh, no. It is 2014, I think. Because I played Ground Zero before I graduated college, and then I think just afterwards I played Phantom Pain. So yeah, 2014. So in the span of almost 30 years, there's a lot of history in this game. I could do multiple episodes talking about this series, and I probably will do it at some point someday. But the music that comes from this, in particular, once Solid Snake I should say the 97. Oh, no, 97. 98? Oh, I see how this timeline works. 98, yeah. From there on, the music is incredible. There is some iconic tunes with the earliest Metal Gears, but Metal Gear Solid, when it came out on the PlayStation, brought the ability for actual human voices, true human voices, and that also brought along amazing music, and also brought along the ability to have some incredible voice acting. And the Metal Gear series has always had incredible voice acting. The most recent, or I guess the last ones, provided probably the most famous and in some ways infamous voice actor in Kiefer Sutherland, which not a lot of people were really all that into. I will talk about that in another video. I think Kojima-san and a number of people screwed up and had a chance to do something really epic to finish that series. But for the most part, most of the voice actors and actresses were, and still are, some of the most coveted and respected voice actors and actresses of, I guess, this generation, you know? And so it shows in how they are able to present the super complex storyline that the Metal Gear series has. It is definitely much easier to watch the Metal Gear series now, for the most part, and understand what's going on, but when you were playing it, and again, I'm going to do a whole series on this, it bounces probably more all over the place than even freaking Star Wars, so I should tell you something. But just wanted to throw out another couple artists that really another artist that stood up for me from a singing standpoint was Carla White. Unfortunately, she passed away. Rest her soul. An Oakland native, but New Yorker by trade. She produced the other song I would have chosen for this, but I thought this one was the most iconic. And we're about to run out of time on this song, so the other, I'll just stop right here. The other two that I wanted to point out, Ludwig Forsell was in charge of some of the latter games, but the composer, I think, in my opinion, throughout it all, at least he was in charge from Metal Gear 2 onward. So 2001 onward to 2010, I guess, was Harry Gregson Williams. And he's done other things. He's actually done a lot of movies. I can't remember that. I just watched him. Well, I watched that movie, and I was like, that sounds like Harry Gregson Williams. And sure enough, he has a kind of distinctive sound to his music. But he would be the composer that I would bring up in the Metal Gear series. At number 8. So that was number 7. Number 8. Oh, that doesn't seem right. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Number 6. Number 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, number 7. Sorry about that. I really just got to number these differently. This is going to go by really fast, I know that. It's Twisted Metal 2. Twisted Metal could also be included in this one. The thing that I liked about Twisted Metal and Twisted Metal 2, I mean, I didn't really play beyond that. I think I played Twisted Metal 3, I think we rented it, and I wasn't jazzed, compared to the first two. But the music that was used in this was also utilized in another pretty high up there favorite game of mine, which is Jet Moto. And I guess the people that I should be bringing out is Chucky Myers, Lance Lenhart, Tom Hopkins and Pinnacle Group. I apologize, I don't have a whole lot of more information on it, but the heavy metal music in this is fantastic. Perfect for this kind of game. It was actually perfect for Jet Moto as well, but there's a lot of music used between the two. I think even in the first game, it just carried over. But I don't know. There was just something about this music that like got you pumped up, and you needed it in this kind of game. So I thought that was really pretty cool with this one. And I don't think there's a single song on this soundtrack that I'm just not down with. Every level just had great music. That was not the music for this particular level, by the way. That was actually the Sweet Tooth. No. Yeah, I think that was the Sweet Tooth variation, the Sweet Tooth music, which is the final boss of the game. But every single level had just fantastic music. It was just awesome. It was a good time for music in video games. At number 8. Yeah, sorry, 8. Oh, now we're back to normal. At number 8. Huh? Oh, now it's making sense. Okay. Oh, it is making sense now. Duh. Okay. Is the game I actually just finished playing for the 10th time. Catherine. Now this is Catherine full body. So the young lady in the center with the pink hair is actually a new character you get when you play. Oh, I just realized Vincent's not in here. It's kind of gnarly. And oh yeah, Vincent's not in there. So the character you actually play is not in this one. That's good to know. But the 3 women in the center, up in front, are the women of choice throughout the game. On the left, with the beige-ish, I guess, kind of hair, is Catherine with a K, and that is your girlfriend slash, I guess in some ways, fiance. The blonde on the right with the crazy curls is Catherine with a C, and she is actually, I don't want to ruin anything, but she would be the cheating side of things. And then the young lady in the middle is kind of a moral gray area option that they give you in this one. And then some of the key main characters, all the 3 men on the left are your best buddies. On the right, the woman on the right is Erica. She's also technically a buddy of yours. And essentially the main hostess at the bar. And then the man on the top is the owner of the bar that you tend to stay at. Whoa, that was super short. Holy shit. Okay. Anyways, great music all the way around, but a lot of the music, like the actual in-house music, just to make sure that everyone knows, was done by Shoji Meguro. Meguro-san also was also part of, which makes sense, it's part of Atlas, is the Shin Megami Tensei, specifically the Persona series. He was in charge of that one as well. And this is spiritually, I guess, in some strange sort of way, linked to one another. But anyways, yeah, just, I don't know, all the music in this game. I mean, this is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm not 100% sure I want to say this is my favorite game of all time, but it is one of my top. And there's a big reason. One of the big reasons why is because of the music. On to number 9. It's Virtua Fighter 2. Only fighting game I will ever actually really play and enjoy, except I'll suck, but enjoy. And one of the reasons, aside from the fact that the graphics are phenomenal, and the characters are so dope and iconic and nostalgic. And I got my ass handed to me many times playing this game by my uncle. Is that the music is done by probably my favorite video game composer of all time, Takenobu Mitsuyoshi. I listened to his live rendition of Let's Go Away from Daytona USA like 3 times a week. It's awesome. This is really short too. But wow, that's 30 minutes long. Really? Okay. But yeah, I mean, just every single level has this unique kind of vibe to it, and there's no level I don't like listening to. Absolutely awesome. Kind of, in my opinion, the greatest representation of the awesomeness of the Sega Saturn era when it comes to the music out of the Sega Saturn. And the Sega Saturn has some great music out of their games, but Virtual Fighter, like Virtual Cop, comes to mind. Clockwork Knights had some great music. Panzer Dragoon had some great music. Knights had some great music. Knights in the Dreams had some great music. But Virtual Fighter 2, fantastic, absolutely. I could listen to that whole album again and again and again and never get tired. I love it, love it, love it, love it. But at number 1, though, as I mentioned, is a game a lot of people actually complain about the music. But for me, there's an extreme amount of nostalgia involved here. And so that's why it's my number 1. And I could listen to it. I could listen to it until the end of time. This is 30 minutes, apparently. I could listen to it for 30 minutes and would not get bored by it. It is... Vegas Stakes for the Super Nintendo. Again, a lot of people were okay with the gameplay. I think it's really cool that the game has those moments where some random stranger comes along and says, "Oh, hey, you have a spot on your shirt. Do you want me to wipe it off?" And you can choose if you want to let them or not. Although there's times where even if you say no, they'll still steal from you. But you could have your wallet stolen, or you could be sold a fake diamond. But you could also be sold a real diamond and make money, or someone will come along and have a broken leg, or their kid might need hospital bills, and you can help them out, and they ended up scamming you. But they could also be legitimate, and then you end up getting a whole bunch of money back. So it's such a cool little side quirk that I really enjoyed with that. But the music, ironically, the only casino's music I don't 100% care for, I'll still listen to it, is the Buffalo something. But it's the third casino, and if I'm telling you right now, and other people, thanks to the benefits of the internet now, years later, the Buffalo Head. I think it's the Buffalo Head. If you go to the Buffalo Head's $25 slot, there's a high likelihood. Holy crap, I just realized this person in this picture is 1 heart shy of a flush. That's pretty awesome. Oh, no, that's a diamond. Never mind. The probability of hitting a bar, and even a 777, I guess, is really high. If you're curious, I did a video, probably over a year ago, if not more. And finally, after eons, like 20 some odd years, hit the 777. My sister did it, my grandmother did it, and I was finally able to do it. And that is the machine to want to, do it. But that music it's not terrible. It's just not my favorite of the group. This is from the main casino you first start in. Then there's the Hideaway, which is kind of like if your luck is running low, you can go to that one. It's kind of a sleazy, cheapy one. You have the 2020, which is pretty amazing because now we're in 2021. That's got some cool techno stuff. And then you have the very pompous Laurel Palace, which is like that's the final casino you can go to. And there is no limits to what you can do out there. Yeah, this is the Golden Paradise. So this is the one this is perfect. I just realized that. So this is actually the music you would be listening to if you were playing the game right now. Highly recommend if you're a big gambling person, if you're into gambling games and you happen to have a Super Nintendo lying around, check this out. It's an amazing game. There's only 5 games you can play, by the way. There's a blackjack, 7-card stud poker, craps roulette, and slots and blackjack. I don't know if I said slots or blackjack, but it's one of the two, whatever I didn't say. Slots, blackjack, poker, roulette, craps. But yeah, the person involved in this is Kimitaka Matsumeya. And like I said, lots of people complained about the music being repetitive and annoying, and no, I love it. We're now, boy, how far in are we now? This, I don't even know, but I'm still not bothered by it. Love it. Love this kind of music. I just wish they would have done there's a YouTuber that I follow that remasters. He brings out the I guess the original music for certain things. I wish he would bring out some of the original music for this. That would be amazing. But in any case, this is my favorite soundtrack of all time. A lot of this is nostalgia. Like I said, my grandmother and my sister would play against. Well, I would try to play against them, but they would always do so much better. But it was the only game my grandmother would play with us, and so I hold that near and dear, and that has a great importance to it. Plus, the music's awesome. I use it in most of my break time little things when I'm doing my live stuff. So the legacy is extended far beyond that. But in any case, there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm sure a lot of the things that I chose probably vibrated a lot on you. A lot of things that I chose probably doesn't match up with yours, which is totally fine. If you're interested in letting me know, that would be pretty awesome. I know there are some great soundtracks out there. I didn't choose Chrono Trigger, F-Zero. Like I said, Panzer Dragoon is pretty awesome. I know Sonic Racing is a good one. Yeah, let me know. But that's my choice on the matter. And if you made it to the end and you made it to this point, thank you so much. Sincerely, as always, it means a lot. But anyways, that's all I got for now. Until then, thank you so much for listening. I am the Crap Gamer saying, Shkabaloo!